got me questioning, where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love?
The principal weapon of the Anglo-Saxons was a spear. Spearheads came in many styles, but were usually leaf or kite-shaped, and had a socket for attachment to the shaft. Spearheads vary considerably in length from a few inches to 2 feet or more, and the basic forms change very little. Spears normally had a small barbed head connected to the socket by a long metal shaft. This long metal shaft served the same purpose as the shaft of the pilum when used as a javelin, and when used in close combat would stop the head from being chopped.
Ah! My enemy is ahead! Ah!
Not a very common weapon was a sword. The swords of the Anglo-Saxon period were usually two-edged, broad-bladed, and straight-edged. The sword was carried in a scatterbard, which was usually made of two thin laths of leather-covered wood. Swords are found in around 12% of the Anglo-Saxon burials that contained weapons.
Look yonder, a bad guy.
Bows and arrows do seem to have been used, but to a lesser extent in England than on the continent. On the continent, many bows have been found in the Saxon homelands, and it is likely that bows in England were of the same type. These bows were wooden longbows, made of the yew tree. The arrows were usually tipped with iron heads, although many arrowheads of bone also have been found in Denmark. Bows or arrows are found in around 1% of Anglo-Saxon burials that contain weapons.
Wow, is that something new you've been doing to your horns? I really like it. Yeah. Look, an enemy! Tell my wife I left the money in the...
The main defensive item of the Anglo-Saxon warrior was the shield. The Anglo-Saxon shield was of the center grip type. Some of the shields were ornately decorated with ornamental foils and studs or by painting. Most of the shields shown in earlier pictorial sources appear to be of the buckler type. Shields known from excavation vary in diameter from 16 to 36 inches. Also, Anglo-Saxons used the battle axe. Anglo-Saxon armies were usually small, with only a few hundred men. The soldiers had spears, axes, swords, and bows and arrows. They wore helmets on their heads and carried wooden shields. Everyone fought on foot during a battle. It must have been a bit like a giant rugby scrum, with lots of pushing and yelling and nasty wounds. The most feared Anglo-Saxon weapon was a battle axe, but the most precious weapon was a sword.
Let's run it, you fat ass.
Don't